Alright, this is the Ascent controller guide. I'm going to be playing Omen for this. You could easily play Astra. Harbor's an option. I'll go over a separate Harbor guide. If you're playing ranked, Clove is fine. Brem is not the best character for this map, but I mean, if you're doing something weird, like you can play like Brem Harbor or something if you want to be like just weird. It's doable. We're gonna start on attack, and we're gonna start towards. Actually, we're gonna start with defaulting.
My ultimate is ready.
And like how to play around it. So defense Omens will typically throw this smoke. Now that seems really weird to start attack with, but a lot of Omens will counter it by throwing a TP here, or faking the sound cue of a TP, like this. Because the TP sound isn't emitted from where you end, it's emitted from where you start. So like they will hear me here and just assume I TP here. But if that's the same, like they hear the same thing as if I TP like this. So you can use that to your advantage by like, say like round one, you TP past it, a lot of KOs will flash in front of the one way as well. So you like TP, flash, swing, take the fight. Later on into the game, you can like do something like this, where you boom TP, and then boom your KOs flashing, like boom flash, and then you can go into mid, and your Omen can throw a smoke like this. And what this smoke does is this pretty much this is the best way to smoke. I'll show like what you smoke off of. You smoke the corner of this box and this wall. This gives the defenders the least amount of room to swing out of. It's just like, it exposes them all at once. There's nothing else you can really do about this. This is more so for if you have a player tiles. So let's do this. This is about as good as that can go. Boom. You can see it's like the most optimal one. And it allows your tiles player to then swing into here. I would say this is probably a better fight, but if you have two players, one towards here and then one towards tiles, that's really strong. A lot of teams will do this. Two default towards A. Boom. And then boom to clear the other side. Now let's say you want to smoke bottom mid and you want to focus catwalk for some reason. Like say you have some sort of trap play with an Omen paranoia and like a duelist player walking up. So say your jet player is like walking up, you have a smoke down here, and you have like a Omen paranoia. Like look at the minimap right now, guys. Boom, something like that, and the jet swings off the paranoia. If you want to set something up like that, you could throw a smoke like this. Now this looks like a bad smoke if you don't understand why this is getting thrown the way it is. So if you throw this normally, like this, it looks fine at first. Well, hold on, let me throw this a bit more properly, a little bit closer. This looks fine at first until you realize that, oh, this guy can see over the smoke. Sort of like Bind, if you guys have watched that video. I recorded that right before this video. So you want to throw it right in the center of the archway. Just know that like from this you can kind of like, the defenders can like maneuver around it a bit. So you can like, there's probably a more optimal way to do it. I don't know, something like that maybe. Or it makes it a lot harder to swing out, but I mean, still you get the idea. Another thing, like to default, teams will do. Let's say you have like a Viper or a Cypher or something you can smoke this off with. Or two separate controllers. I might go over a video with that. You can throw a smoke here. This is really strong if you have like a Yoru or something. Like a Yoru can TP up here with like a flash. Like, throw the Yoru TP, flash, like boom, pop, TP, and it flashes everyone in this flash zone. And then you can like walk up, break any of the trips, and then with Yoru you could TP back out or whatever. So you can use this to take bottom mid control. You can use this, or you can use these are the three smokes that you need to know for defaulting and the purpose for each. So this would be like if you want to fight this, This would be like if you just want to like take aim duels here, and this is to take control of this, essentially. Now let's go over attacking on A. We'll finish off attack with B. So normally, like just to start out with, is Omen, you want to throw a smoke here. You want to then paranoia like this, just to clear all the generator, and then your smoke is super deep like this. Now, the reason that the smoke is super deep is pretty much just to prevent people from like peeking out like one by one. Like a really bad Omen smoke is this, where it allows you to like swing, oh, one, and one. You just take a lot of 1v1s. Like, this is a god-awful attack smoke, and a lot of people in like lower ranks don't know how to smoke properly. You want to smoke like this. Like it's like the deeper the better, honestly. Like it honestly, no heaven smoke is fine. Like as long as you have a tree smoke, and like even this is a better heaven smoke than the really bad one I showed you. Like this is really dumb, but I mean, you can kind of work off of it. Like honestly, like your duels player gets up really fast, and like they can just hold this. Like, and no player retaking is going to expect this, so you can get a lot of value out of that. If you plant here, you can kind of one way. You want to one way. Like you want to throw the smoke a bit farther, otherwise it will cover the smoke or just cover the spike entirely. It's a little too far. A little bit rusty. Oh, yo, what's up, Said? I'm currently going over the, or just doing some smoke guides. Explaining how to play controller. I've done a few maps so far. Let's go back to B now. So for B-side smokes, I'm gonna throw the market smoke here. I mean, it's pretty simple, it just blocks off people from market, and then you want to throw C smoke like this. A strong paranoia with Omen specifically is something like this. If you play Astra, you can throw a stuff or a stun or something in there. Or you can pull people out of logs, whatever. You used to be able to throw a one-way up here, post-plant. If they bring one-ways back with Omen, then just know this is really strong because you can see their feet from like here, whatever. You want to re-smoke like this if you know that nobody is in CT. So like you throw like a Fade Eye or a Silva Dart or a Prowler. Those are probably the most common things. Or a knife, KO knife. Like a KO knife lands here, gets nothing. You always want to smoke like this because it gives you the most amount of map control possible. It's a very common theme. And you can like sit here, just hold the smoke a lot deeper. You can play like up here. You could do this with an Omen TP, of course. Something like this. They're just not gonna expect that to retake. You can kind of like TP here. If you throw a smoke like this, a little bit more out, you can kind of catch yourself in the TP, or with the use the TP to catch yourself into the smoke, pretty much. So that's like the use case for this bad smoke. A lot of people probably won't recognize that this is a bad smoke and just like sit here. And then you can kind of just like get inside the smoke and then turn it into your own personal like 1v1 arena, essentially. Let's go over defense now. So let's start on A because of what I said earlier to start off with.
Watch them run. My ultimate is ready.
So a lot of Omen players will start out defense like this. You want to make sure your circle is on top of, like, on the corner, otherwise the smoke will be too high.
Cover going out.
Like this. If you throw it like too high up, the smoke won't go as far down as you can see. It's a really weird quirk with Omen. I don't know why it does that, or like I couldn't tell you why, but pretty much just know that you need to throw the circle all the way down to make it the best one way possible. So if not, you can kind of get like messed up with it, or like people can abuse it against you. This pretty much just prevents people from coming into here, unless of course they TP and their KO flashes for them. And then it kind of turns into a 1v1. Like you back up after the flash, and then boom, you just take a 1v1. Now, if they're pushing into your site, you want to throw smoke like this, because it just holds, like, it forces them to walk into here, and it exposes them to the majority of the site, like here, here, like a lot of angles. And it also allows you to get into here, and it, like, you can hold people from line like this. If you have to throw a smoke main, you can throw one like this, which allows you to walk into main if they're, like, not all the way up yet. But you should always throw this smoke if they are not passive yet. It just gives you the it gives up the least amount of map control, and it makes it harder for them to, like, push in. But if you have to throw a main smoke, I would always throw the main smoke like this. Like, you would want to throw the smoke like if they if you know for sure that you don't have the time in or something. And you can, like, hold back here and then, like, tuck or whatever. You can also get back out. So say you throw your smoke down here, make sure it's all the way back so you can pressure that. Even if you're not doing it, it still could look like you're setting it up for a jet or something. If they start pushing your site, you can throw a paranoia like this, try to hold it down, very strong there. And if they keep pushing, you can throw your yourself a site smoke, same thing as Haven. If they walk in, it pretty much just turns into a 1v1 arena. There's another variation of this smoke I'll show. This also, like, blocks off people from here fairly well. And you can kind of, like, back up into hell with this smoke. So say you're, like, here, you just throw the smoke. That's the proper smoke is a lot farther back, like this. Because it does the same thing here. Like, if they push into the smoke, they're in your domain. Same thing here. Also from here they can't see hell. It's pretty easy to, like, jump into the smoke for your teammates to help you.
Cover going out.
So you can keep that in mind, like, oh, I need help, let me throw that smoke. You really don't want to sit in this angle with the smoke, it's kind of bad. Yeah, this is, like, the best smoke you can throw.
Cover going out.
Just make sure it's all the way back here. That's good. And you can, like, have your teammates flood in, kind of. And you can kind of sit back in hell and, like, take this 1v1. You can kind of do your own thing, settle it up with your teammate, whatever. Defensive smokes in mid. Kind of, this was the, if you're getting aggressive. A really strong thing you can do is you can have, like, jet or raise run down. You can technically do it with neon. You could have, like, a jet, kind of, like, come down here, prep the tailwind, updraft, dash, and then they quickly will come up here. If you throw a paranoia, like, look at the minimap here, like this, it blinds everyone in tiles. I just know that there is a bit of a gap here. So, like, your jet player would have to be dodged to that, like, prep the tailwind, updraft, dash, like, updraft, boom, simply. And then to do that, you also want to just throw some up here so people up here can't see it. That's their defaulting. So that looks like pre-round, you have the thing here prepared, barrier drops, boom, boom. And that's plenty of time for your jet to, like, get up here, boom. Or your raise to, like, throw a nade and then double satchel. That's really awkward to demonstrate as not raise, but you get the idea. Something like that. Neon could technically do it, and Yoru, you just throw the TP here, and then throw a flash, like, up here or something. So, like, boom, boom, something like that, and then you swing out after the flash. Now, moving on to, I mean, you could also throw a smoke here if you really wanted to. I don't see the purpose in doing that. It's kind of just a bad angle to peek from anyway. So for smokes on B, it's pretty simple. I would just start with, like, a normal smoke like this. There's no real reason not to throw a smoke like this. Any other smoke you could throw a smoke like this if you want to pressure this. Like, maybe you throw, like, a grab net and a raise nade, or a season raise nade, or like a Viper Molly and nade, or a bunch of random things you can throw. They just do a lot of damage. Omen is really strong at like right here. Boom, in front of the smoke. If they try to like push out, then they'll be full blind. Same is kind of true here, where you can kind of position it like this. You can kind of do it like up in here to support your teammates. You'd want to throw it a little bit lower, but it still works.
Stealing sight.
If you want to get aggressive for like a jet op or something, so say you have like a jet posted up here, you can throw a paranoia up here. This also blinds the common killjoy turret up here. So with that, you could throw the blind like that, and you can have someone like, say like a jet player, like start walking up and like break the timing. So like, say, boom. And then after you throw that, this is a very poor demonstration just because of I can't be in two places at once pretty much. But like say the paranoia just not lands, you can have like a KO or something like start lurking up. Could be a killjoy. I'm not sure like what makes sense to be up here. I guess it could be a jet with like killjoy peeking main with a turret. I'm not sure. I mean, you get the idea. You can kind of like break the timing, get in their back line, because a lot of people abuse the killjoy turret here, and the paranoia will blind it. So you just have to be ready with the timing there. So as long as it's not Omen, it's fine. Like Omen's the only person who can't be there for obvious reasons. There's no real crazy smokes on B anymore. I will give you one actually. This one's kind of good for post plant or holding. Pretty much just any situation where you need to hold the site, you can kind of like do something like this, where it gives you a lot of the space. Other than that, there's no really good like things. I mean, you can kind of do some interesting things with Omen back here, but I mean, it's not really that crazy. I mean, Harbor is kind of weird. Viper is going to be her own video at some point. Clove, you kind of just copy Omen smokes, and seizes are pretty simple, or metals rather. You just throw the metal back here, or if you're on defense, you just throw the metal to delay, so like an Astra stun. Or you could throw the metal to like initiate a fight, like you hear them here, boom, throw it, and then swing out, and then pop the heal after you get the kill or whatever. And then for attacking here, the metal would go like here. Brim, you're kind of on your own. It's just like such an off pick, and Harbor will come in time if he gets a rework, and I'll make a video explaining Harbor. And I went over a lot of simple stuff with Astra. Overall, I think this is a pretty good demonstration of like how to play controller on Ascent. Join the Discord, like, subscribe, check out Twitch, check out Twitter. Thanks for watching though. More smoke guides, more videos, more guides on Valorant coming soon.